Game number one, Manfield Night is underway. So we start off, dead ball kickoff. We're gonna see who can take the lead early on, try to get to that grand final. Scheme in down the field. Nothing quite there. Ball's gonna bang. Just touch from Storn. Storn trying to get something to go. Ryan, top C or high sal for the Yetis team, trying to get some work in. It's gonna be a pop. Andy there for the save. Here's Mayer trying to get something to go. Pop down to VZ Karma. Nothing there. Ball's gonna go again to the opposite side. A lot of aggression, a lot of big bangs already from this game. That's a great shot from Andy. He's not able to get it done. Says Halo trying to get something centered. Andy can't get the finish. VZ Karma looking to go again. It's gonna float over his head. Yetis, they're on defense right now, but they're gonna look to have a good offensive attack.
Yeah, first minute of the game has gone by, and both teams have had about equal pressure, equal chances to score here. No one's really made too big of a mistake. They're just kind of playing their own game, see who's going to make that first kind of flail. Looks like we might get some Yeti offense come back down the pitch.
Ball pops up high into the sky. VZ Karma trying to get someone over send. Nothing able to go there. There's Brian. The backboard. Mayer not able to finish it up. He's going to wait for that bang away. Straight to Cynthia. Back to Mayer. Nothing there. Synth trying to get centered again. Storn over to his teammate. That's VZ. Looking for a dribble. Flip reset. No, Brian's going to deflect that one. Storn. He sees Andy in the midfield. Andy's already up in the air. That's a pass middle. Does Andy find the dunk? He does.
Yeah, some interesting defensive choices coming from the Yetis, just kind of sitting back and letting Halio kind of do his thing. But when you get these slow plays and you've got that flip that you can just hold, it really gives the advantage to the offense if you're not going to rush him and just kind of let him use that whenever he chooses to.
Mayer trying to get a bang onto the net. Scoring off the back wall, trying to follow this one up. He's going to have some space. Brian there to wait. Storn pops it up. Mayer trying to get something going. It's Andy taking control of that ball. It's going to be banged straight to the Raccoons. Raccoons are getting a lot of possession time on the ball. They're able to do what they want. Not really too pressured about it. Is Synth. That's a demo on the back line. Will Synth find the angle? No, it's not going to find the net.
Yeah, it's probably the best scoring opportunity they've had all game. It would definitely like to see some extra member kind of come in to try to slot that in while they're already down a man for the Raccoon side.
Mayer, back wall, trying to get something to go. Andy's there. That's the back wall. Is anyone there? VZ Karma. Storn's also up. It's going to be a floater still. Andy looking to get back into the action. Find a second goal for the game. Karma putting it in the backboard again. Storn. That's over Andy's head. Andy has to get back on that. Gets it away from Mayer. There's VC Karma with a soft touch. Try to deflect it away from any shooter possible. Andy going to take his solo. Gets bumped in the process. And the ball from Cynthia. We're down 3 minutes. Raccoons are leading up 1 goal. It's going to be in the corner of the Raccoons. Both these teams have had some opportunities. Looks like the Raccoons just had the better one. So you had that incredible play by Andy.
Yeah, I've definitely not hated the offensive looks from the Yetis that have came so far. Now that their second kind of clutch goal line demo, the way they kind of play in the half court is kind of working out well. On the defensive side, I really want to see that first man kind of push the offense back for the Yetis because they're waiting a lot and then they're kind of mixing up like, okay, should first man go? Does second man need to go over him? And it's kind of creating this hesitation on the goal line that's made things just more scary for them than it's needed to be in this game one.
Brian, he's in the corner. He's trying to get past after Mayer. Nothing's going to get towards the net of the Raccoons. Here's Sin. Sidewall attempt. Does he have the angle? This is going to be down to Brian. Nothing there, though. As Mayer's going to have to play back with no boost. He knows he won't be able to get the beat. That's a great pass out center. It's going to be a slow roller as nobody's quite on it. Andy finds the corner. Looking for the read. Great bang out by Brian to relieve all the pressure the Raccoons had onto the Yetis. Synth back in the Raccoons corner. Synth looking for a center. Nothing there. VZ Karma up for that read. Centered. Andy shot. It's not going to find the net. Scheming. Nothing downfield. Might have an angle here as who left the net open for the Raccoons. Allowing Mayer to get the goal. Again, just great play from the Yetis in order to get the goal there, tie this one up 1-1. Got 30 seconds left. We'll see if anyone will find another goal, or if we'll head to a third game 1 overtime in tonight's stream. VZ Karma left the match. Interesting there. This play will continue.
Yeah, you can imagine that was intentional by them, maybe having some disconnection issues here.
Yeah, for sure. Is interested to see how this one will finish, and we're into overtime as soon as the ball drops. It's going to be a kickoff. Win for the Raccoons. Bang from Brian is going to find the net. Andy, 0 boost. Great save. Synth looking to center it again for Mayer. 2v3 right now. Raccoons are waiting for their teammate to get back. There he's back. He finally joins up. Now we're back to an even 3v3. Mayer, a little hesitation on the back wall. Good bump on the back line for the Yetis. Raccoons, though, might have found an opening. Not quite. We're 30 seconds in. Andy, redirect on. Brian's going to be there for the save. Cynthia, up in the air. Sees it down to Brian. Bump on. It's off target, though. It's a great look for the Yetis. Here comes Storn on the sidewall. Looking to get something centered. That's centered to his teammate. Andy, not able to get it on target. Cynthia bangs away. Mayer's also up in the air. They're looking to drop it down short. Almost had the angle if it was not a little wide. Easy Karma. Musty attempt. Nothing there. Andy sees Storn in the center. Trying to get a dribble over to him. That's pass 1. Not over Brian, though.
Yeah, the Yetis have really let the Raccoons here just kind of walk up to their net and go side to side very comfortably. So I'd definitely like to see someone getting in that passing lane and kind of start going for these infield passes, because the pass is getting there. They just need that second man to follow up on that touch, because there's not a whole lot this Yeti defense is really doing to the first man to kind of disrupt that. So they're probably one good passing play away from hitting the back of the Yetis net.
One good passing play is all the Yetis would need, or the Raccoons would need. That's a bump, and that's a pass! Right as Chief says it. Andy with the slot into the back of the net. Storn just carrying it, gets the bump onto Mayer. Andy had that from all the way back. That's a game 1 goal. That way to go for the Raccoons.
Yeah, it's so bang bang, it almost looks accidental, but you can definitely tell watching it back. He floats in front of that ball, and he's going for that bump, and I'm sure they're calling it out, and that second man's coming up, knowing to put it on target, and that's just the exact mix-up they needed to kind of throw off the last little bit of Yeti defense.
Yes, that play secures game number 1 for the Raccoons. Andy getting 2 goals in that game. So Yetis, they're going to be down here 1 game. I'm sure neither team wants to go to that lower bracket. It's either the Sharks or the Huskies. It's going to be a tough team to beat. And then again, if you won that game tomorrow, you're still going to have to beat who you lost to here again, but twice. It's going to be interesting to see. It's both teams ready up to go. Got Raccoons up 1-0. You know, Chief, you feeling like it's going to be a tight series still? Are you feeling Game 7 on the line, or you feel like it's closer to a sweep?
I still think we're closer to that Game 7. Yeti started Game 1 kind of slower than anticipated. The first goal kind of felt a little bit uncharacteristic for them. And then luckily they kind of got a goal back, so to keep the Raccoon offense kind of honest. And then it felt like the Raccoons did a great job deserving that second goal. I mean, even a good defense would struggle against that type of play. So, I mean, just great Game 1 from the Raccoons. But I think we're probably going to get a more amped up Yetis here in Game 2. Usually, after that first game, they start to kind of amp up and, you know, playing a little bit less hesitation ball, I'd say.
A little bit less hesitation. That is true. I think that's general for all Rocket League games. You know, once you realize the other team is beatable, or maybe they're not beatable, but usually you feel like they're beatable, is their synth with the opening goal for the Yetis. Usually you find a weakness in the other team, Right there, just everyone in the corner for the Yetis, or the Raccoons.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about those first 5 minutes with the Yetis, but after that, it really feels like they've got the speed dialed in. It's like, okay, this is how quick they're moving. This is where they're wanting to shoot. This is where we're wanting to pass. We can work with this. So especially when they have those close losses, it always feels like they were just one moment away from being in it. Just kind of want to avoid getting blown out too early before you get ramped up. Oh, the Raccoons have had some good shots here, and they've just gone north of the crossbar. It's a little bit lower, and you got to feel like there probably wasn't going to be a save out of the Yeti defense on that one.
Yeah, they shot about 5 goals right there if the net was a little bit bigger. But instead, it results in a donut. Here's Synth trying to get a double off. It's going to be cleared away by Storn. Andy, follow that one up. It's going to be a great bang by Mayer. It's actually going to be kind of weak. Maybe over to one of his teammates. Here, Synth gets control of it, and it's a midfield pass. It's intercepted by VZ Karma. Storn might have the angle, a little misflip as he allows his teammates to go for it. Everyone on the Raccoons is overcommitted. This could be a clear for the Yetis. Brian into the corner. That's centered. Oh, no clear. Synth might have a net. As Andy barely gets the ball away. Pinches it with his teammate, Indeed. And we're 2 minutes into this game. Yetis are still leading off 1-0.
Yeah, the scariest thing about giving this Yetis team an early goal is they can kind of hold that midfield position unless you do something like this and kind of break it up. Double commit, a bad touch, forces your third man to be awkward because he's not set yet. So good way for the Raccoons to kind of break up what was going on in the first 2 minutes of this one.
Yes, good way to break it up. Brian, trying to get something going. So we're trying to get the lead back is what the Yetis' main goal here is right now. There's Storn. It's going to be a roller. Mayer's up into the air. It's going to be only Andy back. Brian looking for some bumps. That's a nice bump. But the Raccoons' defense was able to recover in time because of how long it took for the bump to get there. There's Andy with the bang. It's going to be off the ceiling. So going to be a read by Karma. Almost a redirect and a bump of the Raccoons' own. Going to allow Mayer to be awkward. Andy, what a shot cutting in.
Yeah, you see, he tries to come back after the demo, get a little bit of a catch play. Probably doesn't have enough boost to float back into that one. And Halo just has a great angle on coming back and kind of being able to cross his body with the net on that one.
A dead pop up for the kickoff. Mayer's going to get the win. Off the 50 on Andy. Synth is going to follow this one up into no man's land as that's VC Karma there for the reception. Looking for some bumps of their own. I think Raccoons, they know they got to bump this Yetis team to get rid of that midfield pressure you've been talking about, Chief. There's Andy's pressure. Ooh, pass, not quite there. These Yetis, they're down here. They're getting pressured very heavily.
Yes, they are, and it seems like it is still going to be Raccoon ball here as they're holding a good amount of the boost. And oh no, there's no one to contest that for the longest period of time.
Andy just right there, able to get a shot past Cynthia across the other end of the net. There's no chance at saving that one. Allows the Raccoons to be up 3-1.
Yeah, you got to think that the Yetis are probably feeling the boost starve, and Cynthia felt like he had to get that corner to maintain any kind of defensive presence. But going for it opens you up, and now you're going to be down 3 goals with 2 minutes left.
3 goals in about 30 seconds. And, you know, Yetis, now they're down big margin. We're going to have to see if they're able to get it back within 2 minutes of play here, or if they're going to be down overall. Here's Andy. Pop up high. It's going to be center possibly for Storm.
That with that amount of time, the Yetis could get the goals back. It's just about keeping the goals out of their back of the net to not make the margin any larger than it already is.
Yes, that's for sure. You don't want to allow the Raccoons to extend their lead, especially when it's basically almost going to be impossible here eventually to get the 3 goals back, or 4 goals if the Raccoons score more. Here's Andy looking for an attempt. He's trying to do something. VZ Karma down the field. Nothing there. Raccoons pass infield. Andy there for the bang, gets bumped. Storm. It's going to be cleared away. Cynthia to the sidewall. VZ Karma, does he have a shot? Saved off by Mayer. That might be a clear bang, and it will.
Oh, long bomb. That puts the game back into a reasonable scoreline. 2 in a minute is definitely doable. Long snipe by Cynthia just happens to be in the right spot for no raccoon to be able to climb up to the top of the net.
Right spot at the right time. 1 minute left. Now they're only down by 2. Trailing, but not by much. And he's going to roll it back straight to Mayer. Mayer, over 2. Can he get it past the third man? Oh, Brian goes for a shot. Mayer trying to finish that one off. Not do. Cynthia, former Apex champion. See what work he can get done here. Tries to do an infield pass to Brian. Nothing there. That ball is going to pop high. It's not shootable for the Yetis. Looks like they may be down 2-0 here.
As the clock winds down, it's going to get harder and harder to make up the hole they dug themselves early on.
There's a shot from the Raccoons. It's going to be a bouncer. Storn looking for the angle. It's just a perfect pass down to VZ Karma. That will seal it up. 2-0 going into game 3 for the Raccoons. Unless the Yetis pull something
And
off.
the worst part is Halio's shot isn't the most threatening, and maybe just a little bit more patience on the goal line put you in a better position to make the save that was needed. But when you kind of watch those teammates in front of you make some, zero boost kind of flunders where they just can't get there and they flop a little bit, it kind of gives you the same little condition. It's like a contagious disease that kind of gives everybody the panic of, oh, the guy in front of me missed, now I've got to make up for it. Oh, now you're missing, now you're down a goal. So it just keeps cascading like an avalanche.
These Raccoons, they put on more damage, unnecessary, but might as well pad the stats. Get ready, talk things over. I'm sure Yetis, yeah, we got one AFK there in Mayer. They're probably talking things over already. Possible timeout opportunity here, depending. The ball will finally drop. Raccoons are taking it up 2-0. They're 2 games away from that grand final appearance.
Yeah, you've let the number 7 seed get 2 games back-to-back, the second one being a very dominating performance. So I'd be very surprised to not see a Yeti timeout here.
There, they call it. They do call the timeout. They'll have about minute 45 in order to talk things over, try to stop this Raccoons attack, which is playing extremely well. We've been seeing it their whole run. I mean, they've been playing well, so I don't think they've changed much either.
No, it doesn't seem like the Raccoons have had to change much. I actually really like the way the Yetis played like the first half of that game, especially getting that good goal early, the way they were playing with that lead. I think they're one of the scariest teams in Apex playing with the lead because it really allows them to play that far back style of offense because they don't need that goal anymore. But once they need the goal, it seems like they struggle to send all their players while maintaining some kind of defensive pressure. It's like they kind of have to choose one or the other once they kind of get out of the wide rotation. Once they get a little bit more narrow, once they get a little bit more, sending 2 and 3 players on the offense, then the defensive rotation kind of gets lost in the sauce, and they let some easy things go in compared to the offense they have to put out to match that.
Yes, comparatively, we'll have to see how it goes. See how long they get. Talk this things over. See, once we get onto the pitch, if this timeout will have benefited the Yetis or if the Raccoons will still be as dominant. If the Raccoons were to win this one, right, Chief, sorry, my bad. They'd be into the grand final, and the Yetis would be in the lower final. You think the Yetis would make it back to the grand final?
I think they would definitely have the poise to climb back. Obviously, you've got to play more games to get there, and that's more chances for someone in that lower bracket who's kind of had to warm up against that competition and has played, probably more games than you in the playoffs because you've made an upper bracket run and they're coming from the lower bracket. So you don't want someone who's been given that much experience in the second chance to come back and play you. So I would definitely be nervous for the Yetis, even going down to that lower bracket as the 1 seed if that does happen.
Yeah, as now, timeout is over. Players are here on the pitch.
Name's Andy. Play for the Raccoons.
Have the kickoff away. Yetis looking for their first win of the series. Raccoons are trying to take it to match point.
Yeah, to turn the series around, I really want to see more midfield presence from them. And once they're past the mid, I think they've looked really good. And once it's in their half, I think there's been some questionable first man defense. So if they can just win the battles at mid and not have to worry about getting trapped on their half of the pitch, which is arguably their weaker part of the game, if they can just kind of keep an offense or like a very stall tactic heavy midfield game, eventually they're going to get their freebies, they're going to get their infield passing, and that's when they look the most threatening.
Here's Synth with an early shot. It's not going to be on target. It's going to be a little wide. Raccoons are going to all be in the corner. We're going to take advantage of that, but Dunk might be in for Mayor. Not quite. Raccoons, again, will have an opportunity to get into the Yetis' half. It's going to be a pass attempt. Not going to be allowed by Brian. Shot still on target. So we're going to see Yetis' possible roller in front of the net. Great save by VZ. Karma. Cynthia, it's a little over his head. He does get a touch on it. Slow down the momentum just a bit. Storn, centered. VZ Karma bumps onto Synth. Now we're going to find the net. Great physicality from the Raccoons.
Yeah, the Yetis have two players kind of tied into net at the same time. No one turns. You're letting them have a free shot. And at no momentum, neither player really being set at the rear post. That's always going to be a tough shot when you just let them walk right up to your net and just bang it.
Yeah, I think Yetis allow a lot of the pressure from the Raccoons to allow to be free. Not much work has to be done to get shots on from the Raccoons. Something that they could change in order to help them win the series. As BC Karma's up for the 50. It's popped in the air. Andy's already up. Andy looking for the shot. Might have a double here. It's a little low. It's going to be straight for Storn. Storn not able to get anything going. But here's VZ. Karma has an open net. He finds the slot. Beautiful play. He had that read from a mile away.
Yeah, great play, and it's hard to not feel confident going that if you're VZ, because there's just no Yeti that's contesting you in the air. They've not shown that they're willing to go up and meet you. Anything that's been in front of the net that's just been very slow to react. You don't have players lingering around their own backboard. No one's kind of taken the ceiling approach. So that high angle has just been available to you all series. You might as well take it because that's where you're getting your looks.
Might as well take the shot when you can. There's VZ Karma. We're going to get something centered again for the Raccoons. The Raccoons are not letting go. They're going to keep up the pressure as much as they need to. Maybe they're trying to get Yetis to feel like the game is already over. There's Karma again up in the air. Andy, he's going to take the double. It's going to be saved away on the backboard. Storn, not going to let that go quick. So that's a pass downfield from Mayor, though. Quick change from the Yetis. And allow the Raccoons to be a little bit panicked, but they will be calm and collected as Andy's just able to clear right back at the Yetis. That's down the field. Karma, little mistouch. Andy own goal.
Oh no! You gotta think he was scared of the Yeti pressure coming up behind him, and he thinks that he can maybe just hit his own post and then turn around on it. But he's gonna bang the best shot for the Yetis all series.
Yeah, either he was trying to hit it onto the backboard and out, or onto his own sidewall. He's got a little missed angle slightly enough to go into his own net. It's going to allow the Yetis to be back here. Raccoons now, they're going to really have to look for their insurance goal back as they just lost it due to their own accord. It's VZ Karma up in the air. Looks for a touch middle. Storn, back to VZ. Where's Andy in the play? Andy's all the way back, playing a great third man position. Here he is, though, getting in the action. That's a roller. Down is one there. Great pressure from VZ Karma. Nothing to go. Yetis are starting to run out of time again as we're already halfway through this game. That's going to be a bump and a floater. Interesting possession, or way for the ball to roll there. So Yetis, they're going to be able to clear away.
The only being down goal now after the own goal, they still got a good amount of time in this one, especially if they can ramp it up like they started doing towards the end of the last game before they started letting up even more goals. They've got to find a happy medium between their offensive pressure and letting up some easy things up on defense. I want to see more of the second man for the Yetis actually creep up into that orange half, because right now it seems like they're sending one car, trying to figure out what he's doing, and then reacting to it, and it's very slow to this Raccoons defense, and they're having no problem reading it. So you need a two-pronged attack and really get something going other than what's just right in front of them to kind of crack this defense.
Yeah, Gotta crack the defense. They almost get it there. VZ Karma's back in time. Brian bump on the backboard. They're trying to get some demos on. So they're running out of time to score their second goal of the match. Storn clears it out. Might have had a double there. It's not going to happen. Brian down to Mayor. Maybe over to Cynthia. Not able to get a shot on target. Brian, though, shot now. Good deflection by Storn. Cynthia's way too far back to get into the pressure. They're going to have maybe one or maybe two more chances at scoring this goal. Otherwise, Raccoons are being up to match point, as that might have done it.
Yeah, I know I didn't feel good about this one when they didn't send their third man on that last play, because I think he easily beats the next Raccoon up if he just decides to send it instead of staying as far back as he did. And that was probably their opportunity to tie up the game. And now you've got a daunting task of, 2 goals within, 10 seconds apiece. And they might actually get one of them, and I still have 17 on the clock. This is so crazy from the Yetis. They managed to make you believe that there's still a light at the end of the tunnel towards the end of these games, but they make it such an uphill battle with little time on the clock.
Yes, indeed. Very little time on the clock. So we're going to have to see it pops up. Brian, he's going to have to get it downfield. That's a soft touch and a loss of possession. Nobody's back indeed. Mayor, maybe if he got a cycle there, that could have helped them out. Cynthia, down to Brian. Over to Mayor. Oh, it's going to be a missed touch. They can't keep it up now. With that touch, it might not happen. It's going to be still up in the air. Yetis are going to have to drive it down the field. It's going to be a very tough challenge. Bounce down. Storm's going to down it. Raccoons are up 3-0.
Yeah, winning game 3 after the Yeti timeout, really makes a strong statement coming into this playoff final for the Raccoons. They're showing they want it more. They're playing for the win. They're not being timid. And I think that's what's hurting the Yetis on their half-court offense. Is usually they can kind of play the long game of, hey, we'll drop second man a little bit further back, third man a little bit further back. And, when a team tries to long clear it, we'll just play the possession game. But the Raccoons aren't giving them that. They're doing a good job, with the first man, keeping the play close, getting some, air dribble plays, getting some bumps in there, keeping the ball high. And it just seems like no Yeti really wants to get in the air and just challenge them. So it's creating a lot of mismatches as soon as it floats over the net.
Yes, indeed. And now VZ Karma, he had the hat trick for the Raccoons in that last game. We'll see if they can get the finisher off here in game number 4, or if we'll have to go to 5 or 6. Maybe a possible reverse sweep, depending on what happens here. Kickoff.
Yeah, if I'm coaching the Yetis, I'm definitely going to be telling them, oh no, the first goal of the game is going to be right off the kickoff. And there's just no one back for this one. They go for a cheat, the ball's on the opposite side. There's never going to be a chance to get back to that one.
Never a chance at all. Yetis, they're going to have to work the way from down the whole game in order to take this one. Being down 1 early is not a good. Last game, they only actually got 1 goal in that 2-4 or 2-3 game. They weren't able to get 1 or 2 of their own, as they had 1 own goal from Andy there. Here's Storn again looking to get into the air. Over 2! Never mind, Synth is able to get a touch. Andy's no boost against Brian. Brian trying to get a play going. Great deflection by VZ Karma. There's Mayor in the midfield. Gets it past 1. Not past all of them, though. It's Halo! What a shot! It's going to be saved away from Synth.
Yeah, I was really hoping to see some more offense from Brian, because it seems like he had so much pressure in the other games this playoff series, and that's going to be a goal from him. Ask and you shall receive. He did that just so I would stop talking about him.
Yes, he did. That's a great shot past Andy. Andy was looking at Synth's touch. He was not looking for where Brian was going to touch the ball, where he was going to shoot it. That will be 1-1 now. Yetis are back into this tie game. Brian looking up to be early. It's Mayor. It's in the corner. It's a bounce out harsh. And he's going to be there to receive it. VZ Karma already up there. He almost had a shot on. Would have been a great play. Now it's going to leave Andy all alone. He's been in these situations before, and he's got the job done, making save after save. He's going to now center it for his team. It's going to be put back into the corner by Sin. Raccoons love to hold this pressure onto the Yetis half. So here's VZ trying to get something centered. Nothing there. Andy to the wall of his own. Might have a pass down from the ceiling. Maybe a bump. No, he can't do it.
The Raccoons with some good pressure here, just keeping it in this half. Really not letting the Yetis down with anything free. Making sure try to get them bunched up like they've been doing all series long. But it looks like they will get a little reprieve before the next round gets fired at the net.
As Mayer trying to get down the net. Storn has to make that save. Brian was there for the shot. Cynthia up again. Gets it past 2. Storn's getting bumped by Brian. Mayer not able to get to the ball in time. So Raccoons escape. Again, trying to get a counter. Trying to take this lead. They want to finish the series up quick. Get to that grand final for tomorrow. Know they are safe and sound. BZ Karma. Great bang. Is it going to drop in? Scheming. It's over his head and the Raccoons get another one.
Yeah, it looks like he has the read, but maybe just not
enough boost
to get all the way there. Yep, and just barely misses it.
Barely misses it. Halfway through this game, Raccoons are still leading in a kind of dominant series so far. And then able to get all these games over the Yetis. So that's VZ Karma over one, under another, and that's going to be another goal for the Raccoons. Great play.
And it's almost textbook at this point to beat the second man and just third man not have time to get there for the Raccoons. Now the Yetis have got a big lead in the series, a big lead in this game. It's going to take a monumental effort from the Yetis here. They're going to have to really get in gear, probably start having to send all 3 members on offense every time that it's on this orange half of the field if you want to come back in this one.
Really going to be tough to do that here. It's going to be bang away in the Yetis half. They want to keep it out of their half. They need to score 2 goals, so they need to be on offense to be able to do that. That's VZ almost finds another corner for the hat trick. Andy going to keep it off center. That's Cynthia, though. Hits it off target and can't get the double.
Oh, no.
Missed opportunity. It's now.
And that's actually a 3-man passing play from the Raccoons to 2 members of the Yetis. But they will get it back on this one, so it's not going to sting as bad. A minute 38, you've got a good chance of getting a goal to tie this one up. Just kind of limit the misplays. Try to make sure everybody's boosted up so you're not playing that starved out defense.
Now, they're only down 1, but we saw them here earlier with only 17 seconds, and they couldn't get the job done. We'll see if more time helps them out, and there's Brian to tie it up.
It's definitely the play that I was expecting the most from offensively when it comes to the Yetis, as he had some very mechanical plays in the last series. Had some more simple ones this series, good time flicks, good redirect, but if it works, no reason to change it.
Works. No reason to change it, indeed. Here, we'll see if they can get another one. There's VZ Karma down to Storn. Oh, what a save from Brian.
Yeah, heroic effort on that one, because you gotta feel like it would be just such a huge momentum swing to finally even up the score line in the game that's do or die for you and then lose it in that way. And he's making a save and then putting pressure back on the Raccoons. Yetis are getting some good looks on offense here. Trying to stall out how soon it's going to transition to defense.
That's a pop. Andy looking for the shot. Mayer this time has enough boost for the save. Storn in the field. Trying to get something going. Keeps it for himself. Solo play around all the defenders. Raccoons take the lead back.
Yeah, this is the definition of clutch. You've caught the ball. You've got one to beat. And you time him, you can see him coming, and just put it right into the net.
Puts Yetis back into another situation they don't want to be in. They're down with 40 seconds to go. Upper bracket life on the line. As Raccoons won't stop the pressure. That might be an own goal. Cynthia gets back to defend Brian's shot. Storm trying to get back to Andy. They're trying to stall some time off this clock. They don't want anything towards the net. VZ Karma trying to get a clear out. They got 20 seconds to go. pop. Nobody's challenging him. He's gonna just take his time. Andy in the corner. Misses the touch. Is that gonna be a shot from Brian? That's the aggressiveness you don't need in the last seconds. Raccoons
the
tried to
missed
do a
wall
little
clear
much.
is going to give the highest percentage shooting Yeti a free look at your net, while VZ has no boost. And that's not how you close out a series. The Yetis have not successfully made a comeback in this series yet, but maybe this game can be what changes that for them.
This could be their kickstart. Halo, though, trying to get over Storm. Brian able to keep it back into the corner. Easy Karma. Does he have the shot from the corner? Oh, off of Sin. We're into overtime in game number 4.
Do or die for the Yetis, so you definitely got to be throwing everything you can at this one. You don't want to get caught playing defense in your half for 4 or 5 minutes at a time and just letting them kind of boost starve you out like what's happened earlier in the season. You kind of want to keep this at midfield, keep it tied up in the corner. Let the Raccoons hard boom it to you. That way you can get back to playing your half pitch game. Just don't let them get these controlled plays, these aerial bump plays. You might be able to claw your way back into this one.
There's a ball across the center of the field. Yetis don't capitalize on it. They don't take a turn to try to shoot it. It's going to be Raccoons clearing out Cynthia in the net. Oh, it's past one. There's Andy trying to get something centered for his team. He's trying to really be the leader of this team. VZ Karma might have a passing lane. Now Andy has to scramble back. Does get back in time. He's still pressured. Has to make another save. He will. Ryan turns off that ball. Now he turns back. Storm to midfield. Synth for the shot. Is Andy able to get the save? He will. Minute down. Yetis are looking to pounce on this Raccoons team.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from them. More aggression. Even as they're low boost, they're trying to stay in this Raccoon half. And they're finally starting to make up some of the ground. It felt like they've just been steadily losing all series long. And they're really getting a prolonged offensive effort here.
Mayer.
They're kind of keeping it around the mid.
Cynthia. Cynthia might have an angle. Just decides to drive in to the net. Try to keep the ball with him, but can't do that. Andy bangs it away. Synth's on no boost. There's going to be a 50 here. It's popped in the sky. Storm goes down. VZ Karma has to get up to the air. Andy into the corner. A little misplay. We'll be all right, though. There's no Yetis there to correctly shoot it. Ryan trying to get something centered. We're 2 minutes down. Both these teams are trying to not give up this game. Your Cynthia might have a one-on-one against Storm. He's bumped and blocks Brian's shot. Bump into the net. Does Andy get the save? No, the Yetis have pulled away a victory.
And that was exactly what the Yetis needed in this overtime. Great heads-up demo from the corner to the opposite side of the goal. You've baited in kind of 2 Raccoons into that wall. So that's a great play. They're definitely going to need more of those to stay alive in this series. You've still got a huge climb, but you take it one game at a time. They're still going to have to beat you one more. So as long as you keep your heads up, keep getting these wins, and just, hey, I need one more. Hey, I need one more goal, one more game. And next thing you know, you might be able to climb back into a reverse sweep situation.
Yes, next thing you know, you may be able to. So we'll head on to game number 5. Raccoons, they're still trying to close this series out. It's going to be how long does it take for them to get the job done? Or will Yetis be able to find that reverse sweep? Kickoff goal immediately by Brian. Gets the Yetis up early.
Yeah, this is how the Raccoons start last game, but except this time the shoe's on the other foot, and now the Yetis are going to start, and the Yetis have played really well when they have their goal lead. Usually eating up the clock for the next 2 or 3 minutes at a time. So hopefully with some, reinvented vigor here to stay alive in the series, playing on a high after that overtime goal, that they can hold this lead for the longest they've had earlier in the series.
That's going to be bang downfield. Brian trying to get something to go. VZ Karma. Nothing there. That's a shot from Mayer. Easy save for Andy. Cynthia. Oh, misses on the ball. Storm going to be able to 50 this one. Past Brian. Only one in the net. It's going to be Mayer. Goes off the back wall in order to get that shot. Double commit from the Yetis. It may work out for them. Maybe not. As Cynthia's the only one back. Has to get that save. Thankfully, there's no pressure from the Raccoons as there was a demo on one of them. That's a dunk by Cynthia. Trying to get another one. Nothing going. Ball's gonna roll. Andy to the midfield. There's Brian. Easy karma. Nothing there. He's gonna pop it to the midfield. Storn. Gonna roll it up. It's gonna be Raccoons. A shot possible. No. Andy, sidewall. Looking for something in the corner. Yetis are just trying to play defense out here. They get it past one. Mayor trying to get past another. Andy's able to get that ball. Storm's up for it, trying to 50 Synth. Synth might have found a roller in the midfield. VZ Karma misses. Andy knows he has some time. That's a back pass to Mayor. Bang up and away. Chief, what are you seeing?
I think the Yetis were assuming, you know, on the last offensive possession that someone from this very consistent Raccoons team was going to have an easy clear, and they probably gave up an opportunity by not taking the shot. This time, they do a little bit better job leaving the second man up for that Raccoon mistake, and that's kind of what happened, and it happened on the last play too, but you didn't send a man and you didn't get the goal. So maybe now they're starting to figure out, hey, if we send that second man and we don't just assume that this Raccoon defense is some impenetrable wall, we can actually take off chunks of it. It's going to be open, though, and the Raccoons are going to kind of stabilize themselves in this game a little bit, not give the Yetis too much to run away with.
Yes, Raccoons, they allow the Yetis to not have too big of a lead. They get a goal back. See if they get a second one here, or if the Yetis will maintain their lead. Brian looking for a shot early. Is that going to find the bottom? No. Did not find the crossbar down. Did not find the back of the net either. Panics here on the Raccoons half. Synth almost found a net. Mayor not able to get a touch on that one. Andy's able to get the clear. Looking a little scary there. Yetis weren't able to capitalize. Now nobody's back. Mayor, top corner from Storn.
Yeah, that shot could not have been any tighter, you know, hitting the post. Maybe even more than once. This might double ping. It definitely hits the corner and creates a unique sound on that one, just to slot it right under the net. So now, you know, you've got half the game left, but you've got an equal score line. So you're starting all over, you know, still do or die for Yetis. Of course, the Raccoons could afford to lose one, but you definitely don't want to give the Yetis too much hope, because then the reverse sweep just, you know, feels more and more alive for that team that's got to make the comeback. So the earlier you can nip it out, the easier of a time you're going to have getting to the grand finals. Oh, and the Yetis are going to score the goal that puts them one up, and they've maintained the lead for most of this game now. And you got to feel like they've got a good shot at taking this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're still only up by one, right? So, you know, it's definitely not that big of a lead. And Raccoons, they can score pretty quickly on you if you're not paying attention. You know, blink of an eye, and all of a sudden they scored. Yetis, though, if they keep this lead, they can play with confidence. And, you know, if you head into that game number 6 after taking 2 in a row, then you play a little bit with more confidence in yourself, feeling like you can get it 7, and then that really just changed the momentum of the series, the direction it's going to go. All depends right here, though. They have to get this game to be able to get those feelings going. Is their Storm shot? It's going to be a little high. Great deflection by Brian.
Yeah, he was definitely going to have to get that deflection, because the Raccoons are sending someone to go demo in the net. So you can't just let that ball go behind you and think, oh, he's going to cover for me. They're coming to kill the guy behind you. So if you mess up, it's over.
That is true. Storm passes up to Andy. Ryan's able to get it off the back wall. Let's see if they can continue it. VZ Karma with a little bit of miss. Good bump onto Brian. This could open up an opportunity for the Raccoons. Nothing's going to go of it. They got a minute left. They got to get down the field if they want to be able to tie this game number 5 up. Whereas the Yetis, they'll be able to get their second victory in a row. Cynthia trying to clear it up. There's Storm versus Mayor. Mayor able to get to 1 touch. See if they get another. No, Brian's going to get it.
Great use of his additional jump by not just smacking that into the wall. Buys himself a little bit more time, but the Raccoons are going to be able to get out of their own half. And we'll see. The Yetis get a quick clear on this, and it looks like they might. It's not going to be enough pace on the ball to get it into the back of the net for them. everyone's kind of low on boost here for the Yetis.
Yes, everyone low on boost. You know, Raccoons, it's their final chance to strike as they clear it down the field. Karma is going to bounce. Brian down to Andy. Andy has possession of this one. Maybe he'll see a pass over to Storn. No, it's not going to find the net. Karma up in the air. 4 seconds. Time winding down. That's passed down to Andy. Corner. It's going to drop down. The Yetis win another game. You know, this could change the pace for sure now. 3-2 series. Yetis,
The Yetis hold the lead
7.
for most of that game, so that's definitely been the best looking game of them all series long. The shot count, when you compare the two teams, massive difference. You know, the Raccoons have had this overwhelming offense and made the Yetis play in their defensive half where they don't usually look their best. We had some of the best defensive looks, even after some long rounds of offense from the Raccoons from the Yetis this game, so they definitely stepped up that part. But the best looking part is they kind of prevented themselves from having to play as much defense, and that lets your offense shine a little bit more. You have to give Brian his shots because he usually turns them into something. Everyone on the team participating, putting a goal in, is what it's going to take to kind of make that team effort into coming back.
Yeah, making a team effort is definitely something people look forward to. We're going to head on to game number 6. It's really going to be the do-or-die match for both these teams. I'm sure if we go to 7, Yetis may be able to clutch it up. So this could be an important match for both teams, as the Yetis obviously have to win. Raccoons are going to look to win as well.
I'm almost surprised the Raccoons didn't take their timeout just to kind of ice out the Yetis here, because if you wait for them to win this game and then you try to take it, it feels more like a desperation move, and it might not intimidate the Yetis as much. So interesting they decided to jump right into this one. They must feel pretty confident in the adjustments they can make going into this next game.
Yeah, and I think also part of it was the other 2 matches. The first one was an overtime. The second one was a 1-goal game. Maybe they should have called a timeout as the Yetis get the opening goal.
Yeah, it feels like, the last game and this one, they've had some nerves as soon as the game starts. They had the kickoff goal, and then now you have that goal, which is uncharacteristic for the Raccoons, who have had a really tight defense for the majority of the series. And now not only have you given the Yetis two games back into the series to feel good about themselves, but you're giving them the lead in this game. And if they win this, they're going to have a chip on their shoulder going into Game 7, and that's what you don't want them to have because they're already the #1 seed. They've already got a pretty high amount of confidence probably going into the playoffs. But if you also give them all momentum going into Game 7, that wouldn't be good. And at least they're gonna equalize while they're still over 4 minutes in this game to bring us back into a tie ball game.
Equalizing there, very important indeed, as it helps get some confidence back after that little mishap from VZ Karma. Helps the Raccoons feel like, oh, we're still in this one. We're not doomed. Yeah, as that Storn finds the opening and takes the lead just as quick for the Raccoons.
Yeah, not only equalizing, but getting a goal up in the only game. You just need one more game to close out the series. And, I think the Raccoons play a lot differently, being a goal up versus even a goal even. So this might help them get some of that high-flying offense back. But the Yetis are probably going to try to... Oh, my. Somebody needed to go up for that one, and everyone's just kind of caught looking at the ball here.
Yeah, that's why they didn't call a timeout. I mean, look, if they're scoring 3 goals in a minute right off the bat, they knew they were not behind. They're not behind in the series. They just need to clutch up now and take the win. Scheming. Trying to get something centered.
Now you're up 2 goals, so all you really got to do is hold this lead. You don't even have to worry about overcommitting on offense. Just got to worry about not giving up easy things on the defense. Even if the Yetis do score goals, if you can eat up the clock before they do it and just kind of limit it to, less than a goal a minute, you can really just kind of draw out your ticket to the grand final.
Yeah, and that is...
Great bump is going to open up the nets, and the Yetis will capitalize on it. So now they've brought it back into a manageable position. 1 goal, plenty of time. The momentum has shifted into not being all in favor of the Raccoons.
Yeah, not all in favor is a biggie. Still, though, the Raccoons have that lead. They almost might get another one off the kickoff. Brian is there to get back. Easy Karma puts it to the corner. We got 3 minutes to go. Great dunk by Storn. Possible shot on. Will it get past Mayer? It will. They all of a sudden got their 2-goal lead back.
Yeah, from the midfield especially, you know, this is a far shot. Halio's got no boost, shooting for the far corner, and with 2 boosted up Yetis, you gotta feel like there was probably a better chance to clear that than what they ended up doing.
Yeah, we'll see now if they can even get back into equalizing position. So they gotta score 2 in 3 minutes, and Storm
Great carry here.
for a great carry. Brian, flick, trying to carry himself. Karma is there for the challenge. Storn, a little back pass to Andy. Andy gets demoed. Storn's gonna have to follow up on this one. Eamon gets there instead. There's Brian with the bang downfield. Andy gets the pop. Cynthia is gonna have a shot of his own. Is gonna find the net. No, Storn is there. Mayer keeps it in the corner. We got halfway of this game to go. Yetis are still trailing by 2. It's down to Storn. Is that going to find the net? Is Karma going to get the dunk? He won't.
Oh, and that is another easy one for the Raccoons. And it might be what punches their ticket into the next series for them. Not having to, being able to stay out of that lower bracket.
So there's a dead kill. Ball is going to roll into the half. Raccoons trying to stay on it. That's going to be a shot. Storn is there. Brian, see. Tries to get it past one. There's Andy. Clears it down the field. Yetis are running out of time. Simply maybe too much to do in 2 minutes to be able to come back here. Storn's off the ceiling. That's a pass in midfield for Andy. Great interception from Cynthia. Mayer. Not quite there. Redirect attempt. Oh no, Storn is there for the challenge. Looks like Raccoons may have sealed this one.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be enough time to get 3 goals back. You know, maybe if he was 2 and now it is 2, it comes back into the realm of reasonable. But this Raccoons defense has definitely not been a slouch. You know, even with it being 2 goals, it's still not that much time on the clock. And you're probably going to need some kickoff shenanigans to pull it off. So we'll see what kind of strategy they go with on this one.
There's Storn. Gets the kickoff. He's trying to keep it out of the way of the Yetis. Now what the Raccoons need to do. Just a little bit of stalling. Is that behind Mayer? Open net for the Raccoons. Every time the Yetis
they start off with a good kickoff. The Yetis start with possession. But you have 2 players in the backfield that kind of react poorly to it. That creates an open goal, and those kind of plays, that's going to keep you out of the grand final.
Here, it's the last-ditch effort. Is Brian shot on? Be saved by Karma. Brian again trying to get a shot on. It's going to be Andy's ball, though. It's a flip on the one, just going to 50 Brian. Under a minute to play, almost. Cynthia, Storn, a little mistouch. Maybe Mayer can capitalize. No. No touch on the ball. There's Brian. Somehow finds the net. They still are in this.
Yeah, ball rolling against the ground. Definitely not what you're used to seeing in the Apex level. But if it's a tight enough angle, it can get past anybody.
So we'll see here. Ball's going to roll. Karma gets a touch. We're under a minute now officially. Karma, pass one. Trying to get past Mayer. It's going to be a pop into the sky. Storm won't get a touch. Ooh, a little miscommunication between Synth and Brian. Might cost them that one. Mayer is back for this bang. He's going to try to get over to Brian. Brian's going to take it up the wall. VC Karma's right on him. It's going to land to Synth. Synth to the left side. Mayer trying to get something. Synth, no shot. Mayer keeping the pressure. They got 30 seconds. Yetis need to score right here. Mayer's shot is going to drop. Brian. Oh, good save.
He comes in as the 3rd man, trying to keep this pressure up. You've got to send the house. Time's winding down. You know, even 1 goal doesn't set you into staying alive, and I think they might give up another one. Oh, Scheeman's gonna keep it out again. It might be too little too late, though, as the clock is winding down.
Clock will wind down, and your Raccoons are into your Apex